welcome to this episode of CT Tech Talks. I'm Madison Donor, our partner marketing strategist here with CallTower, and I'm super excited to have some guests on here with Tango Networks. We have Mike and Brian from the Tango team. Mike and Brian, can you introduce yourselves? Tell us a little bit about your role at Tango and what you guys do, and I'll jump into the partnership a little bit after that.
Hi, this is Brian Cassano. I'm the VP of Sales for North America here for Tango Networks, and I'm joined by my partner, Mike Bishop.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Bishop. I'm the Director of Sales Engineering here at Tango Networks. I'm a part of the customer success team, so we're here to make sure you are successful.
Absolutely. And Mike will be helping us, get some education behind the Tango product a little bit later on into this podcast episode. But first, I want to jump into, if you know CallTower, you know our product list, well, you might be saying, who's Tango Networks? I've never seen them on your product list before. Well, that is because we work closely with Tango, and they are what powers our mobile eSIM, our Webex Go, which we launched in 2025. So they are the magicians, the magic behind that product that makes it happen through the CallTower integrations and product set. So you might see it under our integration list, our product set as mobile Teams eSIM or Webex Go. Well, these guys, Mike and Brian, are the people behind that. So I just want to thank Mike and Brian for joining us today. And I am going to hand it over to Brian. Brian's going to dive a little bit deeper into exactly, what Tango Networks does for CallTower and how it looks on the back end, for partners, customers, and things like that. So, Brian, I'll hand it over to you.
Madison, thanks very much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today in the audience and introduce everybody to Teams Mobile and Webex Go. It's a result of our great partnership together, and it's the ability to take a native mobile endpoint that is fully integrated into the business phone system. And what does that mean? Essentially, it takes a DID number from your unified communications platform, such as Teams and Webex on the right-hand side, leveraging the power of the network and services and capabilities of CallTower, and extending that out to the mobile device. We do that by leveraging the cellular voice channel for a better quality of service and a better end user experience. And we do it all natively as just another endpoint off of the unified communications platform.
Yeah, and Brian, I think that's super important to point out, the native. It is a native mobile endpoint, fully integrated. So I think, it just makes it, if you're a partner, tell your customers that it really makes things a lot easier.
Absolutely. So how does Teams Mobile and Webex Go work? Essentially, today, we have the ability to leverage a soft client, desk phones, or even mobile applications from the unified communications platform. Now we have just another new endpoint off of the unified communications platform by leveraging Teams Mobile and Webex Go. Through the power of Tango Extend, you have the ability to make and receive calls and messaging the same way you would as you do with friends and family. You can now do that from a business perspective as well. We're leveraging the existing phone number off a unified communications platform, the existing calling plans, call control, routing, and even very importantly in this day and age, things like recording and those capabilities. You're taking all of the profile that you have and the power of your unified communication platform and extending it out to the mobile device. So what does this mean from a value and benefits perspective? I've listed a number of different things that you can take advantage of and across your business. And essentially, they're built on four main platforms: cost savings, control and compliance, staying connected, and user experience. We're trying to leverage all of those elements to be able to build business cases, create value for our clients and customers, and drive the capability across the board. Additionally, we're doing that from an international perspective as well. We're working with our partners at CallTower across in EMEA, and they're finding lots of use cases and capabilities and a number of wins in being able to leverage this service.
Absolutely.
We hope we have the opportunity to work with you as well.
Yep.
Now I'm going to toss it over to Mike, who's going to walk through a demonstration and show you at a high level how this is all pulled together for you. Mike, take it away.
Thanks, Brian. Let's take a look at Teams Mobile from CallTower and how it actually works. Let me start by explaining what you're seeing here on the screen. On the left, of course, is my Microsoft Teams desktop client. And I've got a CallTower calling plan and CallTower DID. You can see my work number listed here, also indicated up here in the sticky. But on the right here, this mobile device in the middle, that is the CallTower eSIM for Teams Mobile. That enables my mobile device to be another endpoint, essentially a new endpoint for solving use cases. As Brian mentioned, you've got the desktop client, you've got a desk phone potentially, and maybe a mobile app. And those are great. Those solve great use cases. But the native mobile provides a means or a new tool in your toolkit for solving new and interesting use cases. So let's take a look at it in action. On the right is just a regular old mobile device. That's my personal mobile phone with my personal mobile number there. We're going to use that as a contact for making and receiving calls. What I want to do first is just make a call from the Teams desktop client to show the number that's presented when I call over to my personal number. You can see here in my call history, I've already got that here. So I'm just going to click on that and hit call. And that's going to make an outbound call over to my user. And you'll see here in a minute when the call flows through to the mobile, you'll see the caller ID pop up as 305-3682, which is my Teams number. I'm going to hang that up. And then I want to do the same from my Teams mobile device from CallTower. So I'm going to go into my dial pad. And this has dual SIM in it. So it's got a personal line and a business line. I've got a Teams line here. So I'm going to select my Teams line from the native dialer. And I'll dial that number over there, 214-226-1930. Oops, fat fingered that. Let's do that again. 214-226-1930. There we go. Make that call. You can see it's matching to my contact in the phone. And as soon as that rings through, you'll see it sharing the same number. Okay. Great. But what about on the inbound side? Let's go over to my device here. I'll go into my native phone application on my personal phone. I'll go to my recents, and you'll see at the top there is the Teams Mobile CallTower DID. I'm just going to call that back, and you'll see that both devices will ring. There's the desktop client ringing, and there's my mobile device ringing. I'm going to answer on the mobile here. And you'll see that my presence changes to busy. That means I'm on an active call. This is all through the mobile, right? So the mobile has an active call on it at the moment, but all flowing through Teams. So presence works, all services attached to Teams work, like call recording, voicemail, everything is centralized. I'll hang up that call, and you'll notice quickly that the call logs will update as well. See, there's the call. Everything's integrated. This is another endpoint for solving use cases using the native phone application and native messaging application. As Brian said, it applies to both voice and messaging. The CallTower DID, particularly here in the US, will be usable for texting as well. Back to you, Madison.
Awesome, Mike. I think that is so awesome that, it just a little toggle, right at the top there, your Teams user phone there. And it really does, it integrates so well with the platform. And it's really awesome. And I think, any customer, end users listening, what can you share with them that, what's the major point here? I think the biggest point is the productivity. Absolutely that point there.
I agree with you, but from my perspective, the ability just to have this as another endpoint, therefore all the services that you have attached to that user on Teams or Webex apply to that device as well. What's interesting is, for example, call recording. There's many use cases for call recording, but regulatory compliant mobile call recording is a very difficult nut to crack. You now have the ability to do that with a Teams or Webex Go user. It has call recording attached to it. The call recording happens in the cloud. There's nothing the end user has to do. The end user can't circumvent it. It's all built into the native dialer. So that becomes a use case that might not have been obtainable before because you didn't have the ability to have regulatory compliance. A mobile app can't solve that. Similarly, on the other end of the spectrum, simplicity. Frontline workers, they just need something simple. They don't really want to fumble with an app. They just want to be able to pick up the phone and use it. You can solve those use cases too. So it opens the door to a whole spectrum of use cases that might not have been obtainable prior. That's my view.
And Brian, anything you want to add on, kind of on the salesy, less technical side of things?
Absolutely. Some of the great things that we're seeing is really around the value and the benefits and the outcomes in the use cases that comes from this. Being able to provide, great service capabilities that organizations can now take advantage of, control over their workforce and how they communicate with individuals, and being able to leverage that from a compliance perspective. Not to mention all the international capabilities that come along with it, just inherently as well. Leveraging a unified communications platform, all the services, capabilities, and the benefits now being extended out to the mobile device in an easy to use native fashion for callers has really been a game changer.
Absolutely. And a game changer for us, just another great, notch on our belt here with CallTower to be able to offer this to folks. And if you're in, whether you're international, you're domestic in North America or in EMEA, this is something we could bring to you. So Mike, Brian, thank you guys so much for joining us today, giving us that walkthrough, and partners, customers, thank you guys so much for tuning in.